He always says yes. He checks in constantly. He gives compliments she didn't ask for, does favors she didn't need, and plays the role of the perfect guy, hoping someday she'll finally see him the way he sees her. But she doesn't. She never will. In 2025, being a nice guy is no longer a virtue. It's a trap, and it's ruining your relationships, your mental health, and your ability to command respect in the world. You were told growing up, just be nice. Be respectful. Don't be like the bad boys. So you did everything right. You played by the rules. You avoided confrontation, made sure never to offend, and became the guy women say they want. But here's the truth. She doesn't want nice. She wants real. And a nice guy is just a mask. Behind that smile is a man who's scared to take up space, who fears rejection more than dishonesty, who's so afraid of being seen as a jerk that he lets himself be treated like a doormat. You think being selfless will make people love you, but in reality, being spineless makes people forget you. Because what no one told you is this: being liked isn't the same as being respected. And if she doesn't respect you, she can't love you. In 2025, women are more independent than ever. They don't need your approval. They want your presence, your strength, your truth. But the nice guy, he's constantly shrinking himself, hoping to be chosen. And that very desperation is why he never is. This isn't about becoming an alpha or turning cold. It's about waking up to the lie that niceness is the key to love, happiness, or success. Because the longer you wear the mask of the nice guy, the further you drift from the man you were actually meant to be. The nice guy never gets angry. At least, that's what he tells himself. He lets things slide. He swallows insults. He laughs off disrespect, masks his discomfort, and says it's fine when deep down, it's anything but. You see, the nice guy was taught that anger is bad, that expressing your needs makes you selfish, that speaking up makes you toxic. So instead of confronting the people who hurt him, he internalizes it. He buries it deep. And what happens when you do that for years? You become emotionally numb. You lose your voice. You lose your edge. And eventually, you lose yourself. Nice guys don't just suffer in silence. They implode in silence. They suffer anxiety they don't talk about. They wake up drained, unmotivated, and bitter, but pretend they're okay. They watch the woman they love walk all over them, then cry themselves to sleep, wondering why they're never enough. But here's the uncomfortable truth. You're not nice. You're afraid. Afraid of being abandoned. Afraid of rocking the boat. Afraid that if you ever stood up for yourself, they'd leave. So you let people disrespect you. You tolerate relationships that drain you. You become agreeable to the point of becoming invisible. And that's the real tragedy. Because anger, when controlled, isn't dangerous. It's powerful. It's the fire that tells you, enough is enough. It's the signal that says, my boundaries are being crossed. But when you silence that fire just to appear nice, you become passive, bitter, and emotionally fragile. In 2025, men are being pushed harder than ever to be emotionally open, empathetic, and kind. But without boundaries, without spine, that empathy becomes self-destruction. The world doesn't need more nice guys. It needs more authentic men. Men who feel deeply, speak honestly, and stand firmly, even if it makes others uncomfortable. Because suppressed anger doesn't make you noble. It makes you a ticking time bomb. And by the time it explodes, the people you were trying to protect will be the ones running away from you. Here's something most nice guys don't want to admit. They're not really being nice. They're negotiating in disguise. Every compliment, every favor, every moment of self-sacrifice isn't really selfless. It's a silent transaction. Maybe if I treat her like a queen, she'll see me as her king. Maybe if I listen to all her problems, she'll realize I'm the guy she's been looking for. Maybe if I never argue, never push back, never take the lead, she'll finally choose me. You might not say it out loud, but deep down, you expect something in return. Affection, attention, loyalty, sex, love. That's not kindness. That's manipulation dressed as manners. You're not giving freely, you're bargaining. You're trying to nice your way into her heart. And when it doesn't work, you feel betrayed. You say things like, After everything I did for her, she used me. She chose the jerk over me. Why do girls always go for the bad guy? But she didn't use you. You just made a deal she never agreed to. This is the real curse of the nice guy. He builds relationships on hidden expectations, then gets resentful when those expectations aren't met. It's not your actions that are the problem. It's the motive behind them. She doesn't want a man who constantly seeks her approval. She wants a man who stands on his own, who gives from a place of strength, not need. When you give just to get, you're not being noble, you're being needy. And neediness repels love faster than any flaw. Because women can feel it. They know when you're holding open the door just to earn a kiss. They know when your kindness is just a mask for your craving. And nothing kills attraction faster than emotional bribery. So stop the transaction. Stop giving just to get. Start being honest first with yourself. Do you actually like her? Or do you just like how she makes you feel when she doesn't reject you? If you can't answer that without flinching, you're not ready for love. You're chasing validation. And chasing validation will always keep you one step behind the life and the woman you want. Let's make one thing clear. She doesn't hate kindness. She hates weakness disguised as kindness. When a man says yes to everything, when he apologizes for who he is before he even speaks, when he's too scared to disagree, to lead, to challenge, she doesn't feel safe. She feels smothered. Why? Because nice guys are predictable, safe, harmless, and deep down boring. She doesn't want a doormat. She wants a man who feels alive, a man who's not afraid to stand his ground, a man who's not looking for permission to be himself. That doesn't mean being rude. It means being real. You know what women find truly attractive? Presence, emotional intelligence, boundaries. A man who knows who he is, what he wants, and isn't afraid to walk away from what doesn't align with that. The nice guy clings because he's scared to lose her. The real man lets go if he's not respected. That's power. That's masculinity. That's what she's drawn to, even if she can't put it into words. When you suppress your truth just to stay safe, you become a ghost of a man. But when you speak with honesty, even if it's not what she wants to hear, you become unforgettable. You want to know why she left you for the guy who's blunt, bold, and even a little rough around the edges? It's not because she wants to be treated badly. It's because that guy feels real. He's flawed, but unapologetic. He's unpredictable, but grounded. He's not trying to impress. He's just living in his truth. And truth is magnetic. So stop performing. Stop waiting for her to notice all the nice things you do. Instead, be bold. Be centered. Be real. Because at the end of the day, she doesn't want a man who plays it safe. She wants a man who makes her feel like she's alive, because he's alive. Here's the twist most people miss. Being the nice guy and being a good man are not the same. The nice guy is afraid. He wants to be liked at all costs. He sacrifices his truth for comfort. He avoids confrontation, plays the victim, and mistakes passivity for peace. But the good man? He's kind, but not spineless. He's generous, but not transactional. He's emotionally open, but not emotionally dependent. The nice guy says yes to everything because he's scared to lose her. The good man says no when he needs to because he knows his worth. In 2025, the world doesn't reward men who play it small. It rewards men who own their power without abusing it. You don't have to become cold. You don't have to be a player or a jerk or the loudest guy in the room. You just have to be whole. That means doing the work, healing your childhood wounds, setting boundaries without guilt, speaking up even if your voice shakes, being okay with losing people who only loved you when you were easy to control. Because until you kill the nice guy inside you, the people pleaser, the approval addict, the one who trades his dignity for attention, you will never become the man you were born to be. And here's the wild part. The moment you stop trying to be liked by everyone, you'll start attracting people who respect you, who admire your honesty, who love you for who you actually are, not who you pretend to be. So today, draw the line. Bury the nice guy. Mourn him if you need to. He got you this far. But now it's time for something real. Be the good man. Be the honest man. Be the man who doesn't flinch when the world tries to shrink him. Because that man, he doesn't chase love. He doesn't beg for respect. He walks in a room, and the world feels him. If this hit home, it's time to level up. Bell subscribe for weekly breakdowns on real relationships, self-worth, and how to stop shrinking yourself to fit a broken mold. Because on this channel, we don't teach you how to get girls. We teach you how to get free.